Ride a cockle to Banbury Cross to see a fine lady upon a white horse, with rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. She shall have music wherever she goes. A goddess transcendent emerging from earth, encouraging harmony on the world's girth. Always she's there, but seldom is seen, a very fine lady, a very fine queen. Serenely she rides over meadow and vale, ensuring well-being to all on her trail. Clad in a gown of the finest green moss, adoringly greeted at Banbury Cross.
Dad, because she's coming to stay for the weekend, all the way from London. So I'll see you later. Bye.
Pardon me, boy, is that the chapel with the choo-choo? Yeah, track 29. Boy, you can give me a shot. Can you afford to hold the chapel with the choo-choo? I've got my fare, and just a trifle to spare. Leave the Pennsylvania station about 4:45. Read a magazine and then you're in Baltimore. Dinner in the diner, nothing could be finer. Then you have your ham and eggs in Carolina. When you hear the whistle blowing into the bar, then you know the sad to see it's not very far. Shovel all the coal in, gotta keep it rolling. Woo-woo, Saturday morning.
Daddy, it's you! I missed you so much.
Hello, Peter. Yes, I've missed you as well. Are you all right? How's Mum and Peggy?
Yes, they're all right. And I'm having ever such a lot of fun. You know those Americans that we had here? Well, they've all gone now, but they left us lots of things. We've even got a real army tent.
Well, come on then, Peter. You'll have to show it to me.
You know, we did a pantomime the other day, Dad, and Andrew's auntie, Joyce, she helped us. She's a famous radio person. Her name's Joyce Grenfell, and she entertained all the American soldiers, and they came over to see us.
Joyce Grenfell, you say, Peter? Really? She's a famous radio personality like that other young lady called Vera Lynn who lives next door to Uncle Tom in Upley Lane in Barking, near to where we live. Yes, she entertains the troops as well, you know. It's really wonderful how she raises the spirit of everyone with her songs. But I hope we can meet Joyce Grenfell. I'd love to see her.
I think she's still staying at the Hall. Mum's been doing her washing for her.
Really, Peter? God, I expect Mum's pleased to do that.
Yes, she is.
Oh, hello, Andrew. You seem to be in good voice this morning. I wondered if you and your friends would care to come up to the vicarage this afternoon for tea. My sons have made some additions to their model railway, and I thought you'd like to see it. They've now got a lovely model of the Flying Scotsman, you know.
Oh yes, thank you very much, Mr. Smith. I think everyone would like to. And a small would, wouldn't you?
Do please come in, children, and meet my sons, David and John. You know them already, of course, Andrew, don't you? say it is very nice to see you all here today, children. Please come into the lounge. Tell me your plans for the coming school holidays.
Well, yes, there is something we're all excited about, Mr. Smith. We found a mosaic which is part of a Roman temple in one of our fields, and archaeologists from the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford are going to start excavating it tomorrow.
Have you really, Andrew? I wasn't aware that the Romans had lived anywhere in this area. Oh, yes, come to think of it, I do remember seeing Professor Summerton in the village on Friday. Is he involved with it?
Yes, that's right, Mr. Smith. He looked at what we found and said it was a classic Roman mosaic.
Well, I never. What do you make of that, Marjorie?
I think it's unusual.
And Professor Summerton told us that it was something to do with a Roman goddess who travelled from somewhere in East Anglia to Banbury on a May Day every year.
Really, Andrew? That sounds remarkably like the fine lady who rode a white horse to Banbury Cross. You know, like the well-known nursery rhyme.
Well, yes, that's what we think. But the professor didn't say it's anything to do with the nursery rhyme, really.
Well, that's very interesting. He's an old friend of mine, you know, and I see him quite a lot at the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford. I think archaeology is such a fascinating subject. My main interest at the moment is the Great Pyramid in Egypt. It is said to have been built over 5,000 years ago, and nobody knows how such a huge construction was built, or really why. Do you know anything about the Great Pyramid, children?
Know a bit about it because we've been learning at school about the pyramids.
Well, perhaps you'd like to see a picture of it. Just a moment, and I'll get one of my books that's got a good photo in it. Ah, yes, here it is. Look, it's nearly 500 feet high, with a bit missing from the top. Can you see just here? The top piece is called a capstone, or a pyramidion. An eminent Egyptologist suggested that the pyramidion could actually fly, and that's why it's now missing. But I find that a bit difficult to believe, though, don't you, children?
Well, if it could fly, and it's not on the Great Pyramid now, I wonder where it is.
Do you suppose your mother would mind if I come over to see the mosaic myself sometime, Andrew?
Yes, of course you can, Mr. Smith.
Oh, yes, that would be nice, Andrew. I will definitely do that. I'll see all of you children again tomorrow, then. Please excuse me now, because I really must get going for the evening service. Oh, and I also have to muster the Home Guard men afterwards for our weekly meeting.
I'll show them the model railway layout now, shall I, Father?
Oh, yes.
Well, here it is. Come in. There's not much room in here, but you can just squeeze in, can't you? We're running out of space because we're always thinking of new ideas. I'm going to have to get my dad to let us have another room. Gosh, isn't this super? I wish I had a model railway layout like this. Did you make everything in it? Just look at those gardens. They've got all the plants and things in them. We got a lovely model of the Flying Scotsman the other day. It's not new, it's second hand, but it's ever so good. I'll get it out and put it on the track and show you how it goes in a minute. Hold on.
I know the names of all the railway stations back where I live in Basingstoke. I want to hear them. From Somerton there's Hayford, Lincoln, Oxford, Goring, Alresford, Ottering and then Basingstoke.
Oh, that was very good, Small. I don't suppose you like being away from home though, do you? Well, thanks very much for letting us see your model railway layout, John. It's really good. But I think we've got to go back to our tent now. We're going to sleep in it tonight. I'm really looking forward to sleeping in the tent tonight, aren't you, Andrew? Oh, and Iris, did your dad let you have a paraffin lamp, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. I think it's really exciting sleeping in the tent at night, don't you? Anyway, is everyone ready? Because I'm going to turn the light out now. Cool, it's a lovely smell, isn't it, this paraffin lamp? Just like the ones at the railway station. Anyway, good night, everyone. Sleep well.
But I think paraffin lamps smell horrible.
Cool. It's dark in here, isn't it? I reckon our first night in the tent was good, wasn't it? Did you all sleep all right? I slept quite well, but Scamp woke me up a couple of times. I'm going up into our lookout now to see if I can see Mr. Wilkinson coming. Hey, I can see the coach coming. They're here. Oh look, here they come. Stop barking at them. They're not spies. At least I don't think they are.
Hello there, children. Nice to see you again. Are you all ready for a dig? Come on then, let me introduce you to everyone.
This is Mr. O'Shea, who will be doing all the heavy digging work. Won't you, Mr. O'Shea?
Sure, that I will, sir. Me name's Rick. Did you get it? Rick O'Shea.
Now, let me introduce everyone else. They have all kindly come along as volunteers from the colleges in Oxford. I'm not sure if I can remember all of your names, but I'll try. Now, you are Kaylee, and I know this is Michael, Jonathan, Katie and Emily. That's a nice tent, by the way. Where did that come from?
It was given to us by the American soldiers who were here.
Really, Andrew? That was very generous of them. Do you mind if I take a look inside?
No, of course not, Mr. Wilkinson.
My, this is quite something. And it looks as if you've got a field telephone as well.
Yes, we have, and we've got it fixed up to the hall.
Really? That's interesting. I wonder if I might be allowed to use it sometimes. You see, I need to keep in touch with the museum, and this would be very useful.
Yes, of course you can.
Oh, thank you, Andrew. Right, now can I have your attention, please, everyone? I know that some of you have helped on these digs before, so you know what to do, but I shall have to explain to the others what needs to be done. As you can see from what's been unearthed so far, this is a very good example of classic Roman work, and I can't wait to see it in its entirety. So let's make a start. Now, if you carefully dig a trench along the line of those pegs for a start, that will be fine, Mr. O'Shea.
Right you are, sir. I'm with you. That I am, sir.
tea. You all work very hard and you deserve a bit of a break. You can take an hour off and relax for a while.
Oh, have you got any horses? I love horses. Can we see them?
Yes, of course. Yes, but we only have two at the moment. We used to have more.
Oh, how beautiful they are, and both pure white. What are their names?
Well, the younger one here is called Meon, and she's the daughter of Ermine over there, which is my mother's horse. Come on, Meon, come and say hello.
I used to be a stable lad, you know, but now I am a bit off the rails.
Hello, Ermine. And you two, Meon. Can I give them some apples?
Yes, they get plenty of apples. Mr. Cock keeps a box full in here somewhere for them. Yes, here it is.
Here you are, my lovely. Look, Mr. Wilkinson, I found a ring.
Look, it's got a similar design of a horse and a rider as there is on the mosaic.
There's something here. It's a letter I. Look, it comes off. Seems to be a box, but it's full of earth. Shall I dig it all out?
That's all right, Kaylee, but go carefully in case more artifacts are inside.
I've cleared it all out, but I've not found anything. It's just a box.
Right, thanks, Kaylee. Hey, wait a minute. I think I can see something engraved at the bottom. Hand me the sponge, please. Yes, I thought so. There's some strange shapes engraved in the bottom.
Make of it, Wilkinson?
I don't know, sir. It's not like anything I've seen in a Roman mosaic before. If it is made of silver, then why isn't it more tarnished?
Yes, I agree. It does seem to be an unusual metal. But I can't imagine what that engraving is supposed to represent, can you? May I make a suggestion, Mortimer? I might be completely wrong, but one of those shapes looks like a pyramid to me. It's all right. Yes, I suppose it could be. But that doesn't tell us anything. Well, what I was going to explain, Mortimer, was that in a book I found in the Ashmolean Museum is a theory suggesting that by taking certain measurements from the Great Pyramid, it's actually possible to discover secret messages by decoding them. Do you suppose that that theory could be applied to the engravings in the bottom of that box? Oh, hang on a minute, my dear Smith. What on earth makes you think the Great Pyramid has anything to do with this? I don't mean to be rude, but I think you are becoming a bit of a pyramid idiot, if you don't mind me saying so. This is a Roman mosaic we are dealing with, nothing whatever to do with the Egyptians. Oh, I see, Mortimer. I do apologise. It just seemed a possibility, that's all. I must confess I do sometimes get a bit carried away with all my ideas about pyramids. Perhaps it would be better if we stick to our own lines of business then, Smith. Don't you think? I'm sorry, Mortimer. I don't quite understand what you mean. Well, in future, I'll keep to the holies in the ground that I know about, and you can keep to the holies that you know about in the church. Funny, Mortimer. Very droll.
I'm really enjoying helping with the archaeology, aren't you, Andrew?
Yes, I am. But I was just wondering if Mr. Smith could be right about the secret code to do with those shapes in the bottom of that hole.
All right then, why don't we see if we can find the secret code ourselves?
How could we do that?
Well, I think what Mr. Smith said was that if the lines on those shapes were measured, then it might be possible to discover a hidden message.
What? Sort of like Morse code, you mean?
Yes, it could be, I suppose. We could start by measuring it first.
All right, I'll go and get a ruler and some pencils and paper. It won't take me long. No use. The ruler is too long.
I know. Why don't you put a piece of paper over the shapes and then scribble with a pencil until you can see the outline? You know, like you can when you scribble over pennies.
Yes, good idea.
Just a minute. I think I've got it. It's ever so easy, if I'm right.
It's true. So what's the hidden message then?
Now what you have to do is measure the lines using 1/16 of an inch with this ruler, which fits perfectly, and that gives you a number. So if you measure this side, you get 20, and the next side is 18, then you get 15 and 25. Then what you do is use the alphabet. A equals 1, and B equals 2, and so on. It's easy.
Well, what do you reckon that makes then?
Well, what I've got is 20 equals T, 18 is R, 15 is O, and 25 is Y. But that's as far as I've got.
Well, what do you reckon that makes then?
Well, the only words I can make from it are Tory and Troy. But that doesn't help much, does it?
Yes, it do. There's a farm called Toy Farm near Somerton where my dad takes me at harvest time.
Oh, that's good, Iris. At least we found something. I wonder if that pyramid shape has got a message in it. Let's try measuring the lines on that.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Look, it makes it name Somerton. I reckon there must be something at Troy Farm where we might find something.
Find what?
Well, I don't know, but I think we should go there and see if we can find anything.
I wonder if it could be anything to do with what Mr. Smith told us about the bit missing from the top of the Great Pyramid. Can you remember what he called it?
You mean the Pyramidion, Peter? That's what he said it was called.
Yes, that's right. The Pyramidion.
Yes, and he said it would fly as well, didn't he? Anyway, I think we should organise an expedition to Troy Farm.
Yeah, but how are we going to find anything on a farm? Toy Farm has just got a farmyard and lots of fields. But where would we start looking? Perhaps we'd find in the cow shed. Oh yeah, and they've got some funny old cows there and all. My friends told me that some of them can dance.
Silly, Iris. I don't believe that. But can you ask your dad if he knows anything special about Troy Farm?
All right, I'll see if it does.
Why don't we ask Mother about Troy Farm, Andrew? She often visits her friends at Jersey Manor Farm, doesn't she? Yes, that's right. I'd forgotten about that. I know. I'll ring her now and see if she does.
Hello?
Who's that?
It's Auntie here, dear. What do you want, Andrew?
Can you ask my mother to come to the phone, please, Auntie? I want to ask her something important.
Yes, all right, dear. I'll try. But I don't think she'll be very pleased at this time of night.
True. I've forgotten how late it is, and Auntie's going to wake Mother up. I bet I'm in trouble now.
Hello, Andrew. Are you all right?
Mother, I'm quite all right. I just wanted to ask you a question.
A question, Andrew. Do you know what time it is? It's 11:30, and you should be asleep by now. do you realise you've got me out of bed? I knew I shouldn't have let you stay in that tent at night.
Well, I'm very sorry, Mother, but I wanted to know if you can tell me anything about Troy Farm. You know, the one down at Somerton.
What? Troy Farm? If this is another of your silly pranks, you'll be in trouble when I see you tomorrow, my boy.
Not a silly prank, Mother. Honestly, it's not. I need to know if there's anything special at Troy Farm. It's very important.
Oh, very well then, Andrew, but I hope you've got a good reason for this. Yes, as a matter of fact, there is something at Troy Farm which is very interesting. It's a medieval maze called a Troy, which is how the farm got its name.
Mother, that's terrific. It's just what we were looking for.
Looking for, Andrew? What exactly do you mean? And will you please stop saying that word spruce? It's not nice.
Sorry, Mother, but is there anything else you know about the farm?
Well, there is something my friends at Jersey Manor Farm were telling me about the other day. They said their cows had begun to do some sort of dancing, which they had apparently copied from the cows at Troy Farm. I don't believe it myself because I know what farmers are like with their leg pulling. Anyway, I'm tired and I want to go to bed, and I'll see you in the morning. You'd better have a good explanation for this. Good night.